Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
Good.
Good.
You wouldn't let me have my moment. You had to break out your new suit.
Is that yours?
Cotton candy.
You know what?
Cotton candy
I think
thing.
it's more like salmon. I think I'm about to have some salmon for breakfast.
You don't eat salmon.
I do eat salmon. I love salmon.
Yuck.
It's good for you. Do you?
Yeah.
You should eat more salmon.
No, I should not.
Yes, you should.
I just want to know why you felt you needed to come out here in a new suit this morning.
I had no idea. I don't follow what you're going to do wardrobe-wise. I don't even care. Jenny might, but
Well,
I
guess
don't.
what?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to take even greater satisfaction in beating you down on a new
Okay,
suit.
here we go.
I was going to say you both look nice, but now, Skip, I'm not
Just
so
me,
sure
huh?
about
It's
that.
just me, right, Jenny?
You look nice, Shannon.
Thank you, Jenny.
We have a
Shannon,
lot to
you
get to
look
on today's show that has nothing to do with what anyone is wearing. Why is LeBron still using the injury excuse?
Don't do
And
that,
why does Antonio Brown keep talking about the Steelers? Still talking about them. But we are going to start with the NCAA tournament. There was a lot of controversy in Saturday's Virginia-Auburn Final Four game. With 5 seconds left and the Cavaliers down 2, Ty Jerome lost the ball and actually double dribbled, but the refs missed the call. Then, a few seconds later, Kyle Guy attempted a game-winning 3, and Samir Dowdy was called for the foul. Guy went on to hit all 3 free throws, and Virginia advanced to tonight's championship game. Shannon, did the refs cost Auburn this one?
They did. They missed the call, Skip. It's simple as that. The guy dribbled the ball off his foot. He discontinued his dribble by picking it up with both hands. Once he did that and started dribbling again, it's a double dribble. And what's so alarming about it is that there are 2 officials within 10 feet of the plate. One guy, the trail official, he's looking at it. I mean, he's looking exactly at the guy. And he sees the ball, kicks off his foot, and he doesn't make the call. So they blew the call. Yeah, they absolutely did, Skip. And you can't have that. These are the best officials that college basketball have to offer. And they missed it. It's as simple as that. I mean, I understand it. You know, and I'm like, man. But like you got so upset, you were so enraged, this cost the Saints a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
It did.
This cost Auburn an opportunity to go to the title game. And, you know, and what goes, and this is going to overshadow because we're going to talk about it, is that it ruined a historic comeback by Auburn. They were down by 10 with less than 5 minutes or less to go in the ball game, Skip. They go on a 14-0 run. A historic comeback given the magnitude of the moment in this game. And then you get this. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. They missed it, and they cost Auburn an opportunity to go to the title game.
Did you just dare to put the Saints call in the same universe with this missed non-call?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
That is preposterous. That is egregious. They have absolutely zero in common because the first point is, as soon as the Saints-Rams play happened, the whole NFL world jumped out of their collective chairs or off their couches and said, the refs just blew the game. It was clear from the first moment that the refs missed that call. A flag should have been thrown. And when this happened, nobody noticed. Maybe somebody noticed out in TV land, but all I know is Jim Nantz doing the game did not catch it, and Grant Hill, one of the commentators, didn't say a word about it, and Bill Raftery, who's done like 90 Final Fours, he didn't say a word about it. It took about 10 minutes for Gene Steratore, the NFL ref who's also doing college basketball for CBS, to point out that, oh, by the way, they missed this one. And I'm pretty good at this, and I must admit I missed it. And I tweeted much late, 15 minutes later, I missed that one, and I give you that the ref missed it, but the circumstances
You're not supposed to get it because you weren't in the game.
Okay.
Those guys were supposed to get it.
Okay, but the problem was that Bryce Brown was the defender on the play.
Yes.
Ty Jerome had the ball in his hands. So the object was that Bryce Brown had been ordered to foul because they had a foul to give.
Sure.
And he eventually was granted the foul call about, a second later?
Yeah.
Okay, so the trailing ref that you talked about is Keith Kimball. He was an alternate for the Final Four last year. He's been around for a long time. So he's a high-quality, decorated referee. So I have no problem with him being in the game, and he didn't have any personal bias in the game. But as he's trailing the play, his mind is telling him to watch for the intentional foul. And Bryce Brown is trying to get it when Ty Jerome accidentally dribbles it off his foot. Well, usually when you dribble it off somebody's foot, it can be either way. It can be defender's foot or your foot.
Right.
And it's unclear in the split second if you're focused on the hand fighting, is it a foul or not a foul?
Right.
It's unclear whether he dribbled it off Bryce Brown's foot just in the flashpoint moment in real time. So to your point, then Ty Jerome reaches back, and if he had just scooped the ball with one hand, then you're good to go. You'd risk kind of carrying the ball because the dribble was so low, you were going to have to scoop it off the floor.
All they had to do is just keep bouncing it and just keep going.
He could have tried, but instead he makes the blunder of both hands on the basketball. So technically now you shouldn't be able to dribble it again.
He discontinued his dribble.
Okay. But Bryce Brown, ordered, obviously, to foul, is not going to give up the ghost to the foul. So he's going to keep trying to foul, and he did. I can make the case he would have been better served at that moment, given the lost second of time, if he just backed off and tried to play straight up D and make Ty Jerome just heave it from just inside half court, which he actually did anyway. And yet they awarded the foul to Bryce Brown, which set up the inbounds play to
But Skip, even if the trail guy misses it, there's a guy that's to the right that's also running up the court. He missed it, and he could have got the foul.
Any of the three refs could have called.
Because they were right there. All of them was right on top of it.
Okay. So, again, it took 10 minutes for Gene Steratore to bring it to everybody's attention, and nobody caught it immediately. And I'd be curious if we could poll the national TV audience at that point, how many people computed the fact that's a double dribble? I did not. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, oh, well, I would have made that call, because I'm not sure I would have made that call.
This is the old, if the tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it make a sound? Did he double dribble?
But
it's as simple as yes or no.
But it didn't fall in the forest.
Yes, it did.
Fell on national TV.
Okay, and nobody heard. See, Jim Nance and Raftery and Grant Hill and everybody at home, the 25 million people that watching at home, they didn't need to make the call. They didn't need to know if he double dribbled.
Okay.
3 people needed to know, and they missed it.
Okay, and I'm not blasting Jim Nance or Grant Hill.
No, neither am I.
I'm not. I'm just saying they're really good at what they do, and they've been around for a long. All 3 of them have been around for a long time, and they didn't snap on it immediately and say, wait a second, that's a double dribble. If they had, it would have brought everybody's attention to it. Nobody was paying attention. And then, obviously, there's a timeout. There's an inbounds pass into the corner to Kyle Guy.
I think also, Skip, a lot that goes into that, because we don't normally see guys double dribble in situations like that. We do see guys get pass interference on pass plays. So in a situation like that, that's not normal. I can't remember a situation, can you, in which a guy double dribbled and it was called? Because if you remember in the title game, Chris Webber, he traveled and they didn't call it in the backcourt. And that was plain as day.
You mean on the timeout call?
Yeah, on the timeout. When he had the ball and then he walked with it and then he got going and then he got trapped in the corner again and he called timeout.
That was double jeopardy.
Exactly.
Okay, I got it. But the New Orleans, Los Angeles Rams call was so it was so blatantly wrong that everybody immediately leaped on that flashpoint moment of the entire NFL season.
Right.
And it was so wrong that the NFL owners shocked me, and I'm pretty sure shocked you.
Right.
They closed the loophole.
They did?
They made pass interference suddenly challengeable, whether it's called or uncalled.
Right.
So now uncalled pass interference can be challenged. Obviously, Sean Payton would have immediately thrown his red challenge flag on that one.
That is correct.
And it would have been very quickly, I'm pretty sure, overturned.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it would look to me like the Saints would have been going to the Super Bowl. We can argue that all day long. You can say, well, what about this call and what about that call? All I know is that call cost the Saints the Super Bowl.
So will college ADs, will college presidents ask that plays like this be reviewable?
Okay. If you want to close the loophole, you could give coaches a challenge, or you could just say it's a quote-unquote booth review or sideline review, right? Where in the last, you could say 1 minute of a college basketball game, you could say 2 minutes.
Kind of like the NBA. They'll do this and they'll see, did it step out of bounds, or was the ball on the line, or what transpired? Was it a charge? Was he in the restricted area?
Although they don't have this closed loophole because that's just for out of bounds plays, right?
Right.
Okay, so this would be a whole nother step to bring in replay. I'm fine with that. If you want to make this reviewable.
Because we want it perfect, right? I mean, that's the going through. I mean,